Hey everybody, Seven here. Thank you so much for joining me in Planet Crafter. To start things off, we've got a whoopsie. So, there's going to be about a half hour or so of missing footage. I got into started recording, got about, like I said, about a half hour or so, give or take, into it. Looked off to my right and realized that OBS was getting mic and a few other audio things that were supposed to be happening. Didn't get a stitch of game audio. The only thing you missed was, I think I put down... Oh. Okay, so there's actually less missing than I thought, because I had put down another drill. I also got these up. This is something that we had talked about in the last episode, where I've got access to the accelerator, and the only fuse that I had was the oxygen fuse, because the accelerator doesn't do a damn bit of anything without a fuse in it. So with the only fuse that we had access to being the oxygen one, and we don't really need a whole lot of oxygen unlocks, I decided, well, whatever. We'll slap the thing down and get the oxygen unlocks moving as quick as we can. And we can make an outside heater at least. And the water life collector is required for the progression of the game. And plus, moving oxygen, even after you've gotten all of the oxygen unlocks, moving oxygen is still going to keep up with the general overall TI. So, the big number is just going to get bigger anyway. Besides, we'll be able to tear the thing down and get a better fuse or something in it when the time arrives. I did also go on one raid, but it was very anticlimactic. I went to the very starting location, the default initial starting location wreck, and honestly, the results weren't super exciting. So yeah, we went to the starting location wreck. I don't think I've fully taken everything out of it. My argument for that was I was at about 50% from lakes to moss, and this is what garners your blue chest loot stage. So it's not just get the numbers higher, it's you have to actually cross a threshold, and then that is what's going to adjust what's in the blue boxes. I never did get the recycler put down, so I can't strip up the super rod into just super ore. One thing that I did have an issue with, and I opened the episode up with this, was we need just buckets of fertilizer. Yeah, we do need a lot of bioplastic coming up, but we need gobs of fertilizer. I also was starting to convert all of the tier 2 and tier 1 veg tubes that we had into the flower spreaders, just because we don't really need the oxygen, but this is at least a biomass producer as well, and that is something that we do want. Now, I do actually have the recorded video of everything that didn't get the audio, so I might actually slip in some of that over me just rambling and babbling and stuff, just so that there's something to look at, and so you can see what I actually was doing. We also probably need to run out to that wreck, because I think there's a little bit of stuff I left, but nothing really super important. So now that we've got a handful more eggplant, let's see if we can crank out more of the fertilizer. We've got just buckets of water here, so let's try to get this fertilizer moving. Oh, I thought I had a lot more of that. Oh, but man, this place is going to look just so absolutely incredible once the moss stage is finished. I mean, the moss stage, the lakes is probably the most iconic, because that's when you realize, oh no, where I built my base, you know, all of this is going to flood, and now I have to tear down all these machines, and I have to get myself out of here. So it probably has the biggest gameplay impact, but I think the moss stage might be the prettiest. Now, I'm not entirely certain if we've got the power for this. I vaguely remember trying to put down that third drill. Never mind. Oh, shoot. There's a screen that tells you how much you launched. It might be... maybe this one. No. Oh, look at the waterfalls. You can see them actually on the map. Anyway, I'm looking for something. All right, have I completely lost my mind, or am I just making things up? Or have I just not unlocked the thing that I thought I unlocked? I would have sworn there was a screen that basically said something like satellites in orbit or something. No, because I can picture it in my head. Like, it showed you exactly how many satellites and of what you had launched. There's definitely a screen that I'm missing. Unless they actually remove that screen altogether, which why would they? Okay, so I have no clue how many I launched. The problem is, I'm reasonably certain that I had found one or two free rockets. I made, I think, one or two, and so I launched a bunch of the heat rockets, which would have given us uranium, which would have then given us, well, power. Holy crap, this place is beautiful. And then after subsequently logging out without waiting for the damn uranium, now I just shot myself in the foot because, so all those resources that went into the rockets is now gone. Okay, yeah, cool, we're getting all the heat, but we didn't get a damn ounce of uranium. So we can't get that extra drill, we can't make any of these flower spreaders. I had to find uranium. What are you? Oh, you're one of the... Right. I will put you up somewhere, likely here, because we're going to get rid of these. I mean, eventually we're going to get farms, so all that's going to go. But yeah, you'll go there, but you're not exactly a pressing issue. Yeah, so I was just putting everything away, because we can't make the flower spreaders, and I just happened to check the cobalt container. Flat empty. So I definitely launched those rockets, and then just didn't pick it up. Alright, now I did have a couple of specific goals today. I wanted to tear down all of those just lame waste of power vegetubes that we had inside the house. Get those put up. Get the fuse put down next to it so it's affecting just as many machines as it possibly can. I really do want to get that level 2 extractor. I really want to get reliable super alloy. And I know that we can, convert it ourselves out of... This is not where we want to be. Okay, gas extractor. That's also cool. I know where I am, but that's not where I want to be. So yeah, I know that we can make the super alloy. The problem is that takes aluminum. And yeah, we've got an absolute, just gargantuan supply of aluminum in the form of all of the solar power that we've got out front. That is totally unnecessary, can completely get taken down. Where the hell am I? I recognize this as the paradise area, but what is this? Has there been an additional pulsar place? Discover the Rainbow Caves. Interesting, there's an additional place to get pulsar off the ground. This is a completely foreign location to me. And it connects up to these new, huge arches. Well, we might as well leave all of this here. No sense in taking any items that we don't actually need. Magnetar quartz? What are you? We gotta breathe. Quartz containing tremendous amounts of energy. What? Well, I know what you are. Interesting. Okay, no spoilers on that one. I know I said I was trying to be more hand-holdy and explanatory on this. Listen, if there's a resource that I've come across that I don't know yet, then, oh man, I'm dying to figure that out. Do I open it? Let's hold. Because honestly, by the time we actually need whatever these two, well, whatever that one, I know what pulsar is. But by the time we actually need that magnetar quartz, those two blue chests are going to be fantastic. But I'm here for a reason. In what becomes the little paradise area, basically where the third storyline quest is. What is that? Basically where the third storyline quest is, there's a uranium cave. Also, I'm seeing connected caves here. Okay, here we go. What is this? Laser quartz. Mind you, I was only gone like 6 months. Good lord, they've been busy. Oh, okay, let me guess. Yeah, solar quartz. Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna take like one of each of these. Oh boy, I have no idea where I am, and I am going to get lost. And I did not bring any canisters. Yeah, I brought resources for a box, not for just sucking down air. Also, I think I only brought the one, yeah, we only brought the one water bottle. So basically, I'm gonna need to find what I'm looking for, if it still exists. That was not what I wanted. Oh well, let's try to get that blue chest. But somewhere down here, yeah, I recognize this, but there's supposed to be an osmium cave partially submerged, and there's also supposed to be a uranium cave. Huh. Alright, well, I also in the last episode said, oh, maybe we should go and check for some of the ladders that we haven't tracked down recently, or yet. What is that? Well, this was not the target for today. Alright, what do we win? Well, okay. Yeah, so like I said, not what we were planning on doing today, but... Oh, fertilizer. And some uranium. Okay. Free super is always good. Not really sure how much I care about the onion seeds, but... And we do have a good chunk of those back home. I wonder if this is the one that went crazy. Oh, Icarus. Probably my favorite character in the whole game. There we go. That's why I wanted to wait for the terraformation. Another oxygen multiplier fuse. We don't really want that. That's important. Alright, if we can... What's the best course of action on this? Yeah, alright, that'll work. Alright, well, I guess first off, let's get home. Because we are going to get thirsty in a sec here. We got a little bit of backup super, and we got a tiny bit of uranium. Man, it's like I recognize it, but I don't. There's supposed to be osmium and uranium in this zone. I just can't track it. Well, in one of the other previous episodes, I did say that I could visually see a walking path to the Stargate. Not particularly interested in robbing that place because of how many blue chests it has, and might want to wait until Moss is fully finished, which it might be when we get back. But I'm almost certain that there should still be a uranium cave on the way to that Stargate. So even though we don't have the tier 2 extractors unlocked yet, if we can pick up some free uranium, we can launch some more rockets, get more free uranium, then get our power under control. Man, we need those extractors. Well, you know, conversely, if I'm lazy, then I don't want to walk, which for me is kind of the entire purpose of the rockets in the first place. We do have access to this thing. Yikes. Okay, for some reason I thought the 2 deconstruction ships were going to be a lot more expensive than they actually were. I was going to say, don't you want this oriented with the rings on the left? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter either way. Alright. We can take this out now. And we can take a couple of these. There we are. Let's get all this stuff reconverted to its base parts. And we should be able to call down just so much uranium. But I don't know why I always struggled with the recycler. Like, I always struggled to get all the stuff back. Alright, 6 more rockets. Like I said, we were completely out of cobalt, so we're gonna have to go mow the lawn. Oh man, and you know what? I'd mentioned putting an extractor down on the front lawn just to get random hodgepodge. We should probably do that. Alright, quick little lawn mowing trip. Got a ton of cobalt, plus a few other things that we were getting a little on the low side on. Alright, let me see if I did the math on this properly. For some reason, I don't think it did. I think it might be overestimating my super. Yeah, I am. Damn. Oh, so it's 2 to go into the rocket, and it's 2 to go into... No, it's 2 to go into the engine. Wait a minute. It's 1 to go into the engine, 2 to go into the rocket. Right. Okay. Okay. Alright, well, we'll launch a bunch of them, get them at least called down, and start to dissipate. We do actually have the aluminum to make a fair amount more super. So, I'm actually not super concerned about that right this second. Or about having to walk, you know, 2/3 of the way across the map. Alright, need more super. Oh, I'll always love that. Oh, that one actually got a good... It's still launched. Oh, it hit something, though. What? Did you hit the skybox? Okay, we need to get inside. Alright, well, it mostly tapped us on the super alloy. But we are going to be able to get all 3 more of these. That's going to be a total of 6. Uh-oh. No, that's a bit more up close and personal than I was expecting. Although it's neat when you get to have a good look at them. You know, because it's so tall, you rarely get to see him from that angle. Oh, I was able to climb it for a second. All right, let's give all this a bit to dissipate here. And I'll run out and just completely berserk on all the uranium. Can we at least see where they're all landing? Man, the waterfalls look absolutely amazing on the map now. They've made just so much look so much better. All right, well, I don't think any rocks have dissipated, but I'm thinking at least we've got the sky has stopped falling. Or maybe not. Okay, we may have been a little premature. That one was close. Ah, crap, I don't want to offset its targeting. You know, I'm probably going by some outdated rules, but anytime a meteor was rolled for, whether it was a naturally occurring or one that you called down, it basically centered a target radius around you, and then they landed somewhere in that vicinity, oftentimes on top of you. Now, given that they do seem to have a much larger radius, I don't know if they do still target you or not, but if they do, I don't want to be a moving target, and I want them all to land at the same locations, if it's possible. Alright, are we safe now? Oh, right, I heard about this. They fixed, there used to be a strange little hiccup when you were above water and you were trying to pick up something that was below water, or vice versa. Like if you're in the water and something was out of the water, you know, you couldn't quite snag it. You both basically had to be underwater or above. Oh, really? Yeah, see, pain in the ass locations like this were what I was trying to avoid. And yeah, I know about this wreck over here. We are kind of out for a reason right now, though. We're gonna be in trouble. Yeah, you know what? We'll put it right here. We're probably gonna want a box here at some point anyway. Didn't do your math right. So I guess that's probably the biggest thing to remember is... Seriously? That's super. That is a superstorm. Get inside. Anyway, what I was about to say is, even if it does come to be that you're out and things are not going well and you're not prepared and you screwed yourself up, basically. The important thing is not to panic. And remember your math. And hopefully you're in an area that iron is just on the ground. Now, once you get breathable atmosphere, a lot of that's going to change. Then once you get the helmet mod, then it really just becomes an issue of, do you have food on you? Which is the lowest of all of the stats that goes down. But yeah, the superstorm is pretty much the only meteor shower that you really need to fear. That one, it comes down so rapid fire with so many more. They're fast, they're scary, they can do a ton of damage. Even if you're an absolute expert at dodging meteors, listen, that is one to be concerned about. Oh, is this traversable? I would really appreciate that if you give me a way out. Oh, you know what? I also got a comment, a location for more super that just existed on the ground. They were talking about a canyon, and I thought that they were talking about, you know, way out past the aluminum fields. There's those spires, and there's a really crappy little wreck with, it's got what, a handful of solar panels that you can tear down. Nothing really to write home about. Maybe 2 chests in the whole thing. But then right beyond that is another osmium cave. So I was thinking they were talking about, oh yeah, you can get some super and some osmium out that way. But the way that they were wording their comment made it sound like it was a lot closer to me, and that might be the section they were talking about. All right, well, since there's actually very little uranium down here, we may as well rob the chests and little crash fighter thing. I think there's a message in it too, which that's one of the coolest parts is every message that you come across now, you can reread the logs when you get back to your house. When you go to the message screen, like your little email screen there. So that's a very cool addition. Look at the water, like, oh man. Cool. Yeah. Reconnaissance. So many people got sent for reconnaissance to this planet. And then they were just accidental passersby. There should be a good chunk of super down here, but that's the other thing about the super alloy storm is they're so small and they roll that, you know, okay, you just got bombed with 60 or 80 super alloy that would be great to take home. Good luck finding it. So the most deadly and potentially lucrative of all meteor storms is also the one that you're likely not going to be able to capitalize on hardly at all. Superstorms are more like just survive. Well, we do at least have a little bit of free aluminum down here. And I'm pretty sure I saw a little bit more up on top. Also, the fact that a random storm happened means that my stuff is definitely done. That is one thing that has been, you know, an observation I've had since the very beginning of this game, and it does not appear to have changed at all. Anything you call down, you know, the uranium, the iridium, anything like that, even if you're using the grass spreader rockets and the oxygen rockets and that kind of stuff, those don't actually come with any dangerous meteors or anything, I don't think. But if you launch those, it kind of supersedes the game rolling to see if you're going to get the random meteors. So the fact that came meant that my stuff was done. All right, let's see what we want out of this. Oh, very nice. We might want to get those. We definitely want that. How convenient that we just found a free rocket. All right, so let me just take a little bit to chase down all these glowing green dots here. Because they landed all the way up into this waterfall. They landed way down into, that's what we wanted. They also landed way down into the paradise section, so, man. That is one thing I probably would request is, I'm sure a bunch of people probably complained about getting hit with meteors and, you know, having the save deletion difficulty be like, okay, you just died because you got hit by a meteor. I understand that's frustrating. Oh my goodness. I understand that's frustrating. I myself have lost, I think 2 series because of it. You know, I was playing at that level and I got hit, died, had to start over. But I did also get accustomed to like the way that they targeted you and the speed and the rate of fall, that kind of stuff. So even when you're out and far from home, like you can still make yourself safe if you plan it and time it right. So to be really honest, I for one would actually enjoy a much tighter spread on these guys. Alright, inventory full. Jeez. I was not expecting quite so much of this. Yeah, I see the explosive area. Didn't one of you guys give me a free explosive? Yeah, you did. Nice. Alright, hit me with that then. Alright, just that little bit faster. I'm not 100% sure if it affects your flight speed. Well, it seems like we're walking the same speed as we are flying, so... But that's definitely going to help out with wreck searching. Because you're not really doing a whole lot of flying when you're going around in a wreck. Oh, wait a minute. It just occurred to me, a number of the storyline locations disabled jetpack. So there could be a couple of instances where we're going to actually want to run very, very quickly. Also, watch where you're walking because fall damage is real. This cave should have been already explored, I think. Oh, more aluminum, though. Full. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Or was this the cave that you wanted me to explore? Because I thought we'd already been in this one in, like, episode 2. I thought that's how I got down to check out that chest that I was obsessed with. One thing that I am definitely trying to be more mindful of, the last couple episodes of this have gotten just wildly away from me. The recording went too long, the edit went way too long. I'm trying to keep these around a certain length, and I have not been doing that lately. So I am gonna do my best to make this as short as possible. Not like short to the point where it's unfun, but, well, short to the point where it's actually more entertaining. No, wait. I'm confused. Does this lead to where I just was? Yeah. I don't... Oh man, there's a lot of places that I haven't been. Okay, no, I definitely recognize this. I have most definitely been here. Okay. Cool. Not missing anything down here. Except for some free aluminum. Oh, look at that. We have definitely crossed the moss threshold then, because tier 2 fertilizer is a pretty advanced item. Like, to just find it, I mean. Not really super advanced in the grand scheme of crafting things, but to just find it for free and loot, it's pretty up there. One of the things I'm noticing as I'm out here scurrying around grabbing up all this uranium, it looks like there's a ton more interconnecting passageways, and it also looks like there's a ton more ways of getting from point A to point B. Yeah, some of these are landing a little excessively far for my taste. I actually would really like it if they tighten up the circle. But knowing Maiju, they are such a player-oriented developer that this was probably done for a reason, and I would imagine that people probably were a little miffed that they were losing save files on hard difficulties due to getting hit. And to me, the convenience of having them target you better was definitely outweighed by, the convenience of them targeting you better outweighed any potential risk of getting hit with them. So like I said, once you got an understanding for how fast things move, like the superstorms, you know, when those things are coming down, they move wildly faster than any other meteor storm. And just like with the pulsar meteor, assuming those things still fall, when those things are coming down, you've got time to look up, notice the sky, read a book, go mine for iron and titanium, build a house. Those pulsar meteors, they take about 3 to 5 business days before you hear them and they actually hit the ground. So it's just kind of about knowing, like, the timing of things. I'm also starting to think that calling 6 was wildly excessive. Oh boy, did we not need all of that. Because now it's going to take me forever and a day to convert all of the low-level stuff I have into super. I mean, we're going to have nearly infinite power by the end of this episode, but we also kind of wasted a lot of time just picking stuff off the ground. However, given the alternative that we do not actually have a tier 2 extractor, so any uranium that we're going to get is going to have to be off the ground in any way, we did at least do a little bit better job of consolidating it. Plus, those 6 rockets, that probably delivered more loose uranium than what exists in, like, the entire game. Okay, yeah, was 6 entirely necessary? Not really. Definitely starting to think that you guys are right. We need basically a garbage collector. After the aluminum that I found over in this little crevice, stairwell over here, plus some of the aluminum that we found in some racks and some chests, plus the aluminum we found in the cave back there, plus the aluminum we're going to be able to get from, 8 or 10 or so, maybe a dozen solar panels. We actually have far more aluminum than we do anything else right now. Look at this, we got 4 iron left, 5 titanium. My aluminum is actually overflowing out of its own container and into the actual super alloy container. So all those fears of, oh my god, aluminum. Yeah, well, I'm gonna shut the hell up about that now. Alright, well, that's the best we're gonna be able to do with what we've got currently. Because we are just flat out of osmium now. We've got 1. So I'm gonna tear down all of these and basically move them. I figure if we can get as centrally located as possible. Oh my god, I just realized how much aluminum is in these things. I completely forgot about the scale and scope of all the aluminum that was going to be just out back here. You know what? I was going to tear this thing down. Why don't I just make another one? Okay, we're looking at 49,000 NPA a sec. Well, let's see if we can get that cranked. All right, just how centrally located can we get here? Yeah? I think I got just about everybody. Oh, really? We missed a guy behind us here? Hang on. Because honestly, the degree difference between, a level 3 and a level 4, or a level 4 and a level 5, it is so dramatic that I would sacrifice not getting a couple of those 3s to get all of them. Oh man, that really took out a lot there, didn't it? Man, come on, the ring! The ring is definitely encompassing that one. I wonder if it's an X number of machine optimization capacity 5 machines. Oh, and you're just going to prioritize whatever's closest, not whatever is the most effective. So, alright, if you're only going to be able to hit 5, you might as well make absolutely certain that you're going to hit these 3. Which you are refusing to hit that one still. But you are hitting at least 2 of the big ones? Alright, what did I say, 49,000? Oh, that's a significantly larger number. Yeah, especially since that's what all the we dropped heat rockets, right, to get the uranium. How far off are we looking now? God, I really did want to try to get those extractors this episode. Right, we got the gas extractor, no sweat. 364. Yeesh. I'm thinking if we're gonna get this pressure any better, we're probably going to have to get 5 of the really big drills. Maybe we'll uproot them from where they are down basically underneath our feet. And instead we'll find a flat spot over this way. Get 5 of them all nice and bunched up together. Get that fusion thing. For all that though, we're going to need osmium. I'm running out of ideas on where to get guaranteed free. Unless we go for a very, very long walk. Alright, well, let's pack a lunch then. Because we're going. And thankfully, the osmium caves almost always have the super. The osmium caves almost always have sulfur in them as well. Because thank God, because those are two critical linchpins. We don't have any fertilizer. And I'm pretty sure the sulfur has to go into... Does it go into bioplastic? I know silicon does. But the sulfur is needed for explosive powder, which we're going to need a ton of going forward. Sulfur also goes into the fertilizer, which then goes into the tier 2 fertilizer, and oh my god, we're going to need thousands of those. But right this second, I am still full tilt obsessed with pressure. And come hell or high water, we're getting that extractor. After I just said how hard I'm trying to cut down the length of an episode. Now here's the area that I was talking about. Well, big color shift on it too. The visibility here is pretty rough. Especially early game. Now the other thing that's out here is, like I said, a couple of destroyable solar panels and like maybe 2 chests. Oh, didn't really want or need that, but okay, thanks. That times 2. Oh man, you're gonna gum up my whole inventory with stuff that I do want to bring home, but isn't nearly as pressing. Well, you know what? We'll just make 2 trips then. I hate making 2 trips. Although here's a question, why am I even still finding space food? Like, shouldn't we be kind of beyond that point right now? I actually thought that you would reach a certain level of TI. We have Zeolite. That means we're definitely finished with the Moss stage and we're approaching... What would we be approaching? We're approaching Dying of Thirst. You idiot, that's the screen you were looking for. So, no, you're not crazy, you just have a horrifically faulty memory. Not the first time I've heard that. I need a silicon. Can I have a silicon, please? Oh, yes. Now this one starts off giving you iridium, which we, definitely do not need. But if I remember correctly, it should start in with the sulfur a little bit deeper in. There we go. I guess we'll just take equal parts, whatever's convenient, whatever's first. I mean, they're both pretty equally pressing right now. We will also take free rockets and bioplastic and all sorts of things that we don't need to make. Well, that trip went fast. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to come here again. Also, man, did I massively over-prepare for this trip. 2 beans and 2 waters, and we've literally only drank a single water. Well, I also found a bunch of space food that I wasn't planning on finding. What the hell is this? Oh, just a gold chest. That's cool. That can't take anything out of it, though. That's a bummer. Alright, so let's get home. We'll dump everything off, fly back out, lather, rinse, repeat. Oh, fantastic. I was actually just out here grabbing some extra iron because we have such an extreme abundance of garbage flowers that I literally don't even have enough space to hold them all. And it seems like literally just every chest I open has some 200% flower that I don't want. I know once we get the DNA type stuff, we're gonna need them. But for right here and now, it's really cumbersome. Oh, also very nice. I forgot that we had the oxygen moving real fast and the pressure moving real fast. Man, there's so many different paths to get back to where I want to be. I honestly don't even know which is the best way to go. We could go all the way to the spires through the aluminum field. We could go right there through the iridium cave. We could jump down off the sand falls. We could go through the default starting location. Now that I think about it, I think every single option I just listed was faster than going through the spires and the aluminum field. I think I literally took the absolute longest way to get there. We could be snagging zeolite along the way, but why? For one, it looks cool growing out of the roots that it naturally spawns in. And two, now that we have that tier 2 extractor, we don't need to pick it up off the ground. There's a zeolite cave very close to our house. I think this place got a facelift. Even the default location, the OG location, it still has nuances that the moss stage, it didn't look this pretty before. Also, I'm seeing a very ostentatious pathway up over there. Oh man, I'm gonna get strung out chasing down dumb stuff when I'm out here for a reason. Like I said, this was the wreck that we hit at the start of the episode that I didn't actually... Well, like I said, I probably slipped in some bits and pieces of it. I kind of do want to take the fabric. It's going to be a little bit before we can make it. I guess I'll take those. Man, this is Planet Crafter, not Fallout. You're not supposed to be perpetually distracted with bullshit. I know, where'd that gold chest go? Okay, we are kicking things a little bit faster than I would have expected. And that should finally be the message I've been waiting for. Man, that message came way late. If it is the message that I'm expecting. Because the message that I'm expecting to hear from is a Riley message. But it's a Riley message I was expecting to get, well, weeks ago from a terraformation standpoint. But I saw this from across the valley, and I really kind of expected... I expected there to... Oh. Hang on. Where the hell am I? I am definitely somewhere you're not supposed to be. But it looks like such an ostentatious path. Mind you, handcrafted this world. Like, nothing is set to RNG or anything like that. Oop. Gotta breathe. You know what? I'm gonna leave this box here as like a visual reminder of I am not satisfied with my investigation here. There's something here. This whole ledge, way back in the day, used to be completely sheer flat. Like there was absolutely nothing there, basically. Which is why it was always so easy back in the day to find, I think it was Ziodan's final location. But that whole cliff used to be flat. And now there's a fairly easily traversable stairway over there. You didn't bring any water, moron? You didn't bring any water, moron. You didn't bring any water, there's no ice here. You didn't bring any water, then there's no ice here. So, this is that one little sketchy section where you can find yourself in a bit of trouble if you're not prepared. After the ice melts, but before you get that helmet mod, you can be in a spot of trouble. I have no idea if I'm taking the fastest way home. What's this? Nothing. We're off course. Interesting. There's some naturally occurring flowers. Wasn't expecting that. We should make it. I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Sheesh. Is anything more that I hate than wasting time? It's wasting time due to my own lack of preparation. Oh, that also could have been sketchy. Like, that could have been really, really bad. Man, I over-prepared on my first trip out, and then... and all that, and there probably isn't even that much left out there anyway. Let's get out there, empty out the last of the osmium and sulfur, and we've got a message to receive, too. I'm not seeing anything on the HUD. And the message that I'm expecting should come with something on the HUD. And actually, it should be something on the HUD directing us to the east, specifically. And the Tier 2 extractor was the target for this episode anyway. So we've finally got that. Our pressure and oxygen are moving alarmingly fast right now. Even though we're probably done. No. There's the lake water life collector that we still need for oxygen. And there's the max out tier 3 extractor. Right? There's only 3 of them now? Or still, I should say. Anyway, now that I've completely embarrassed the hell out of myself, let's get the job done. Yeah, out back is that lavender desert that we don't really need to go to yet. Unless we got that message that I'm expecting. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. We'll head home, and we'll hopefully close this out with slapping down some critical key location tier 2 extractors. I guess we don't need to tear down these tier 1s just yet. We might just leave them until we get the tier 3s. Because by the time we get tier 3s, we'll have drone technology anyway. And then we'll just have them siphon off all the aluminum. Because by then it'll be exclusively aluminum, which would be awesome. Funniest thing is, aluminum is like the one thing we don't need right now. Yeah, it's jam-packed full of it too. We do have a little bit of space left, so... Actually, you know what? I'll take everything that's not aluminum. There's some sort of twisted irony in that, I suppose. We should also have just a pretty gargantuan amount of power. Although with that being said, the requirements that we're going to be looking at are going to be equally as gargantuan. Those tier 2 extractors are going to suck up incredible amounts of electricity. And I want at least 2. Oh, neat. Oh, damn it. I want that. Wait a minute, is that a that's not a tree seed, is it? No, it's a naturally occurring flower, right? Bulbous plant, yeah. I think it's just a flower that kind of... It's in the same ballpark as it, yeah, okay. Alright, let's go check these emails here. I don't remember what the hell the progression was. Yeah. Okay. Oh, does it not give you the HUD pop anymore? I was wondering what the hell... Okay. Well, it was the message that I was expecting, just expecting it far earlier than what we got it at. Alright, let's do a little bit of quick math here. 1183. And after I thought about it, I actually want 3. Oh my god. But yeah, we want 3 of these actually. We were supposed to be there to check the power. Okay, so we can definitely handle the power of 3. Jeez, do we have the resource for 3 of those? We got like no super alloy. Man, to whoever was leaning on me to get this little garbage extractor over here, holy crap, that was far, far more required than what I was expecting it to be. I didn't even look at what's in there, but it doesn't matter because all of it's needed right now. I mean, that's cool and all. We don't have the resources for it, but well, we might. I don't know. It very likely requires super, which is why we're out here literally just vacuuming up garbage off the ground. I mean, yeah, we need it. Do we need it right this second, though? When it requires a super alloy rod, we most assuredly do not need that. Also, after crafting about, geez, 15 or so super alloy myself, we did finally make a dent in the aluminum. Look at that. But yeah, we're broke. We're broke on just about everything. Yikes, we barely have enough for this, too. Yeah, we're barely going to have the 9 for this. Okay, I said I wanted 3. We're going to get 3. Now, let's go out this way. Now, I know that we don't have an iridium mine just yet. We don't even have a tier 1, which tier 1 will get you iridium. I don't have it, but at the same time, now that we can get the super, why even bother with an iridium mine? Just call down more rockets. Eventually, it's going to be more of a pain in the ass to get rockets called down than it would be to just automate the process. But until we actually get drones, it's going to be faster and easier to just call our own iridium down using rockets than it is to walk all the way over there and empty out an extractor. Outstanding. And spectacular. There's really no need to check for that. I knew that a tier 1 would get it. I always like to check just in case there's a hiccup or a bug or a glitch or something. Spectacular. Now, given that probably my most critical linchpin right now of these 3 elements is actually the super, because we can tear down all kinds of equipment. Maybe get the whole thing filled. We can tear down all kinds of equipment to get all that aluminum back. I mean, those extra drills, they're full of aluminum. Those solar panels are full of aluminum. We've got a lot of stuff that we could be upgrading. So it would kind of make sense to have put 2 of those into the super alloy cave and only the 1 in the osmium, and then maybe just ignore the sulfur altogether. The thing is, I'm kind of trying to future-proof myself a little bit. And I know that very shortly, not only is osmium just as an element going to be a critically important thing, and it's going to go into just everything, but we're also about 1 second away from osmium rods being used in a lot of really critical items. Because there should be 1 bigger drill than the one that we've got there. Yeah, that big boy, there should be 1 more bigger? Oh man, by now there might actually be 2 more. But for the here and now, I appear to have my color swapped again. Not really sure what caused this the first time, or what caused it to go away, but oh my god, we cleared moss, sailed right past it, cleared flowers, and we're approaching the tree stage already, and I haven't put down hardly squat for biomass. I have a feeling I may have launched too many rockets. I mean, honestly, there's no such thing as too many rockets, but the thing is, your laziness can actually make the game easier. We launched so many uranium and iridium rockets just because I didn't feel like going to get them, that it way artificially, jacked our heat and pressure intake. So while the biomass is chugging right now, and the oxygen is, well, it's chugging too. The heat and pressure right now for the very uninspired machines that we have, there's so many other qualifiers that are going on top of it. One of them being a fuse, one being a multitude of rockets. Yeah, we're looking at 1.1 GTI, but our machines are really nothing to write home about. But one thing that is going to be something to write home about, which we just got a message about, we are about to kick the story. And that is the first thing that we're going to do when we get into this next time. So thank you so much for joining me in this episode of Planet Crafter. I know it's going to be another 3-hour recording, and I'm going to try to get it as short as I can. But I hope to see you in the next one. This is 7. Good night, guys.